Hello YouTube, I recently got my 27-inch iMac wall mounted, and I used the VESA wall mount, officially made by Apple I think, and the Sanus tilt mount. The VESA wall mount was quite easy to install. I did not have a lot of trouble with it, and I think that's because I actually read the manual. You need to get the base off first, and to do that, you should put your iMac facing down with the screen down on something soft, something that won't scratch up the screen. And you need to push the base, the L stand, all the way down. But to do that, you need to insert this credit card looking thing that VESA, that the mount gives you. It comes in the box. And you shove that into a certain spot in the iMac mount, and push the leg down until it clicks. If you don't hear the click and you unscrew the mount, the mechanism that holds the mount will pop back into the iMac, and now you have to either jerry-rig it so that you get a string and pull it out, or you're gonna have to bring it to the Apple Store, which kind of sucks. So, first tip, push the thing down. Don't break it, first of all. Push it down until you hear a click, and that locks the base down. And it also exposes these Torx screws, and the VESA mount comes with a specific screwdriver that can get rid of those Torx screws. Don't strip the bolts. Really, don't strip it, and try not to scratch the iMac while you're taking it out, because it's really easy to scratch that aluminum. Another tip is, when you have the actual VESA mount on the iMac, you have to put one of the Torx screws that comes with the VESA mount. You have to put it through the VESA mount and into the iMac. You have to really screw that in tight for the two sides to come on. And yeah, that's pretty much installing the VESA mount. Now, I know it sucks that I don't have video. I did film a video, but I lost it. Kinda sucks. But just giving you the tips to successfully do this. Now, when it comes to the actual wall mount, I used a Sanus VMF tilt mount. It's about 50 bucks. I suggest that you don't do that. When I looked at the specs for it, it said it can handle between 15 and 27-inch monitors. They just changed the specs on that last time I checked the site, and now it only does up to 24-inch or 23 inches. So do not use that specific one that I use. I would suggest getting something bigger and heftier, because it was not strong enough for the iMac. Right after I put it on the wall, the iMac just started tilting, and I had to lift the iMac up and get get something metallic and put it between the iMac and the wall so that the iMac doesn't slide all the way down. And that was kind of hokey pokey, but it worked for a while. I mean, I took it down because I sold my iMac, and the metal part stayed for a while. Anyway, so that mount was not strong enough for the iMac. And oh, the tightening nuts. Whenever you pick whatever mount you're going to use to mount the actual iMac to the wall, make sure that there's a tightening nut, and make sure that's not made out of plastic, because the one I had, and the purpose of this mount is for you to find the right angle of the screen and then tighten this nut, and it will stay there. But since it was made out of plastic, it just broke when I was untightening it when I was taking off the iMac. That sucks. So get something metallic, get something higher quality than that. And I should have bought, instead of buying one that swivels up and down, I should have bought one that swivels left and right. I never thought of it. But it's better to get one that swivels left and right than one that goes up and down. And now for tips for actually mounting your iMac, I would suggest that, hopefully this comes as basic knowledge, drill into the studs of the wall. Do not drill into the drywall, just the blank part of the drywall. Drill into the studs.
and have 2 people carry the iMac. So have everything ready and set up so that all you have to do in my case, I just got my brother to help me take the iMac, lift it up, and align it with the screws, and just drop it into the screws and let it go, and hopefully it doesn't fall off. So I would suggest you get 2 people to lift this heavy 27-inch iMac into the screws on the wall. And keep all tools and documentation. You might not think you're gonna need it, but as in my case, when I sold the iMac, the guy didn't want to wall mount it. He wanted the normal stand that comes with it. So I had to take it back down, and I'm lucky that I kept all my screws and all the torque screws and the credit card looking thing to unlock the L mount. But yeah, so iMac wall mount. It was quite easy. You need to buy the official VESA wall mount from the Apple Store, and you need to buy another wall mount. I would suggest Sanus. Sanus is a pretty good company, but don't go cheap on it. I bought the cheapest one they have. Ugh. And get one that swivels left and right. Make sure that the leg clips when you're taking off the mount. Make sure it clips when you push it down. And don't strip the bolts. That's pretty much my tips on wall mounting your iMac.